Come here. I got to tell you this. I got to tell you this. Come here, real quick. The focus should be on you finding a specific tailored audience for you. Grace and peace, grace and peace. It's another day above ground, and I want to welcome you to another episode of the Legacy Inspired Podcast, where I am your host, Randy. I'm glad to see you, and I'm glad you are here. Listen, I'm gonna just jump right into the conversation. Uh, there's this thing called content creation. There's a thing called content creation. And if you're new to this channel, to this podcast is for new and aspiring Christian entrepreneurs, budding entrepreneurs that are working a 9 to 5, and you're just trying to figure things out. You're just trying to figure things out, trying to fulfill a dream. You feel like you're stuck at a 9 to 5, but you still have this dream that you've been dreaming about, if you will. You got this thing on the inside, and you're just trying to figure it out. Listen, I'm on the journey with you, and this podcast is definitely designed to document my journey because I am working a 9 to 5 myself. But I just want to be the facilitator of knowledge. What does that mean? I want to give you exactly the things that I'm learning in real time. And this is one way you're going to be able to build your business online. This is what I've learned. Mastering content creation on YouTube, or this does not even just apply to YouTube, but this is in general. So here's what I found out, and I'm gonna be, if I look down, it's because I have some notes that I want to share with you. So it's not just about creating content, right? It's more than just that, but also mastering the strategy behind it. You have to have a strategy, and this is one thing that I find very challenging, even for me. You have sometimes for some people it's a struggle just to create content, but then there's this spectrum of people that struggle to just have a strategy. And one of the ways that you can really develop a strategy is just really sitting down and just brainstorming what brings joy to your heart, what brings happiness to your life that you want to create content around. Maybe you enjoy sewing. Maybe you enjoy doing hair. Maybe you are a beautician. You just enjoy everything cosmetology like, if you will. Maybe you are you love you're a gamer. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you're a gamer and you love all the latest games, and you love you have all the cheat codes, and you have all of the ins and outs on how this game should be played. It's a broad spectrum. It's a broad spectrum. And so you can create content around that. Now, I'm saying YouTube because I'm on YouTube, and YouTube is an evergreen platform that you can utilize at your own leisure, at your own strength, at your own advantage. And what you can do is you can utilize YouTube to create your main video. Create your main video on YouTube, and then utilize AI tools to be able to chop those videos up. That's what I do. Chop those videos up into short form content. If you don't know what a short form content is, it's reels, Instagram reels, Facebook reels, YouTube shorts, TikTok reels. There are AI tools. We're living in the day of AI. And if you are not using AI, in my opinion, you are living beneath the opportunity and the privilege that is allotted to you. And so you must utilize these different tools, and that's going to help you create a strategy. And you may be asking, well, Randy, what is your strategy? My strategy is to stay consistent. That's what I'm doing this year. I'm holding myself accountable to stay consistent. What is consistency for me? Well, consistency for me is dropping a video podcast every single week. Dropping a video podcast every single week. Because if I don't, then I'm failing myself. I'm not living up to the responsibility and the accountability that I'm holding for myself. And so you have to figure out a strategy. And there are so many strategies out there. And one of the ways you can figure out a strategy, follow somebody that you look up to. Maybe you like their content. Maybe you like the way they do videos. Maybe you like the way that they are conveying their message. Before you try to, frustrate yourself and trying to figure out a strategy for yourself, mirror somebody else. Mirror somebody else. I'm not saying copy, but mirror somebody else. Mirror somebody else until you find your own strategy. And so if you aim to reach everyone, even when you find out what your content is, even after you have figured out what your strategy is, you can't reach everyone, because if you try to reach everyone, you're going to reach nobody. You're absolutely going to reach nobody. So you have to figure out who your target audience is. Who is the audience for you? Every last one of you have an audience. You have an audience. I have an audience. My audience is you. Every time I create content, I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about your pain points. I'm thinking about your struggles. I'm thinking about your challenges. I'm thinking about the things that is keeping you up at night. And so you have to figure out who is the audience for me. So not only should we create content, not only should we have a strategy, but we need to find out, number 3, what is the audience? Who is the audience, rather? That is for me. And there is an audience for you. There is an audience. I think it's his name is I can't think of the book, but his last name is Flynn. I cannot think of his first name, but he talked about just having 1,000 fans. That's the premises of his book. That's pretty much the foundation of his book. Everybody has at least 1,000 fans that are raving 1,000 fans that is just waiting for you. Waiting for you. You don't have to have millions of people. You don't have to have millions of followers. This is what I found out. You don't have to have that many followers. But if you can have 1,000 people that rock with you and love what you're doing and buy into your product, your service, and what you have to offer, then that's all. That alone can make you a multimillionaire. Just having 1,000 people that'll rock with you, 1,000 people on social media, 1,000 people on what's really hot right now, email marketing, on your email list. Subscribe to what you have to offer, buying into your product, buying into your beliefs and your core values. So not only should you create the content, you should have a strategy. And after you create the strategy, you should have an audience. And I would flip that and just say, figure out who your audience first and create the content and the strategy around the audience. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Legacy Inspired Podcast, where I am your host, Randy. I'll see you on the next podcast. Grace and peace.